Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to take a look to one of the best laptops that I think, at least for me, as a mechanical engineer, as a mechatronic engineer, and as a PhD student, I think it's one of the best mobile workstations that you can find out there. And you probably already may know that I'm a big fan of brands like HP, like especially from Dell. But today we're going to take a look to something very different, and I think you're going to like it. I already had laptops like this one before, at least from this brand, which is going to be Razer. And you will say, Jorge, what does Razer to do with mobile workstations and with mechanical engineering? So today we're going to take a look at that, and in order to put it a little bit into perspective, I have as well here my Macbook Pro 14 inches with an M2 processor, and I'm just going to show you how good this Razer works, at least for engineering, for mechanical engineers, and how it compares to a MacBook Pro. Yeah, so stay in the video in order to find out, and let's start. Jorge, why the Razer Blade Studio? And a lot of people in a lot of videos that I was really researching, I was doing my research and all my experience using to find a new workstation, because I just sold my Dell Precision 7530, an amazing workstation, but it's quite old already, and the graphics card I was looking for something more powerful. And I was already liking to search, okay, let's find a new mobile workstation. And I was looking through Dell mobile workstations, all the models that I know for the HP as well and for Lenovo. And I was not really happy because one of my main requirements that I was having, it was an OLED display. And having an OLED display in a mobile workstation, and I refer, at least for this video, as a mobile workstation, as a computer or as a laptop that has a dedicated Nvidia professional Quadro or RTX graphics card, which is probably the requirement number one that I have for a mobile workstation for my PhD, for all the 3D modeling that I do, for my research, as well for my YouTube channel, for everything. I mean, I really need an Nvidia professional graphics card or a Radeon Pro graphics card professional, but there's no mobile workstation with those. So, and I want as well an OLED display. I want an OLED display because I want to take a look to this incredible panel, as you can see probably already in my previous video from my OLED Razer Blade 15. It was an amazing panel, and I really fell in love with OLED displays. As well, the LG C2 that you see here, it has an OLED panel, and it's incredible for media consumption, entertainment, and just to look crispy, sharp colors. So I wanted an OLED display in a mobile workstation. So then start the whole odyssey. Jorge, what can you get? And I was taking a look to all the models, as I just mentioned. And then at one point, I stopped in one of Peter McKinnon videos and I saw this Razer Blade Studio. And I was like, yeah. I remember the Razer Blade Studio. It's like a version of Razer that came out like 3 years ago with a professional RTX 5000 graphics card. And I was like, that can be a nice thing. So I got my hands on one of these, used of course. I will never buy something like this, like for the full price. And I got my hands on one of these, used of course, and I paid 1,700 euros for this. It's around $1,800. And you will say, Jorge, are you insane? 1,700 euros for a 3 years old laptop. That is not even that good. But yeah, I mean, I need a mobile workstation. And if you put it in comparison, I will show you now later, against today's or even older mobile workstation from Dell or from Lenovo or from HP with an OLED display and such an amazing GPU like this one, you will never find one like this for that price. Like this is totally, this is like really cheap in comparison with those brands that offers OLED displays and an RTX graphics card with enough memory. Because of course you can get like a Dell Precision 5550 with an OLED display, but it's going to have like an Nvidia RTX A600 or maybe like a T2000 and an Nvidia Quadro T2000. It's like a joke in comparison to the RTX 5000 that this computer was offering. So I was like, okay, I will go for it. I bought it. And today we're going to review it after 2 weeks already being using it. After my research in YouTube and in internet, I found out a kind of a mixed opinions about this. At the beginning, it was like everything pink and roses about the Blade Studio from the year 2020. It was like, yeah, it's the perfect mobile video editing workstation. That was like one of the conclusions of Peter McKinnon. Of course, they are sponsored sometimes, so they need to say something good about the devices. And then from other YouTubers, I will just put some names here, and they were kind of like impressed because of the RTX 5000 and something. But what I learned and what my experience is, like, I think all these YouTubers, they're great reviews. I mean, I love those channels and I love the reviews that they made, very informative, like, don't get me wrong. But I think people misunderstood a little bit the GPU inside this laptop. And I will show you why later. And people was amazed at the beginning, and then it's like, battery life, yeah, the display is not so good, and yeah, like, it gets hot and everything. But I think they really misunderstood, and I don't blame them, because they have a different application that what I have. And I think the application that I have for this computer fits much better than video editing on all the applications that they really do, or they traveling, or like Peter McKinnon in a helicopter editing video, of course, insane. I don't know if it is even possible, but yeah, those kind of applications. I mean, I think they were expecting like something incredible, of course, because of the 4,000 euro price that it has back into 2020. But I think it was a little bit misunderstood, and this misunderstanding, or this kind of target of this computer, I think it fits better for us as a mechanical engineers, than for many of those reviews. So I'm very amazed. I will just tell you, just a small disclaimer, this video is not at all sponsored. It's not a sponsor from anyone. Of course, it's an old gadget. I bought it with my own money, like totally. So I really give you a very honest review. Like, this is totally honest. This is from my money, from my pocket, from my hard work every day that I get from my salary. So this is really my money. So expect the very true out of it for engineers, and for my engineering experience, for my PhD experience, for all the research that I do. So expect really the true out from this video. Let's start just with a small recap of the specification of the Blade Studio. It's actually a pretty cool device. I will just start with the design. The design of this computer, I hope you see it here, it's flawless, like perfect. You remember I had the Razer 2022 with an RTX 3080 60GB model, and yeah, that computer was an amazing build quality, everything in black. But this guy in this like aluminum silver is just amazing. I mean, it's just a beauty. You don't see the fingerprints, you don't see them, that's the first thing. And it's just like the build quality of this is brutal. Like, I think it's even better than from the Macbook Pro. I need to tell you something. I think the build quality of this Razer Studio is even much better than from the MacBook Pro. And this also one like aluminum unibody, and I think this is even much better. And before I talked about my Razer, the black one that I had, it was the best Windows computer that I got in my hands on, and I think it's now this as well. It's just the build quality is amazing. It's very solid, very robust. It's like you are really holding a piece of metal, and I like that. I really like that a lot. It's not that heavy. I mean, yeah, it's heavy, but I mean, you carry it in your backpack, or I don't know. Maybe, of course, with this you can go from meeting to meeting with one hand. With this you cannot. But hey, it's very manageable. I would say it's very manageable. But the design, yeah. Very cool design. The Razer logo doesn't light up anymore, which I think is also a nice thing. The green one of the old Razer that I had, it was kind of distracting always. I don't know, but I love the design of this. Build quality is just incredible, even for a 3 years old laptop. And the configuration that I have here, I have the configuration with the 10th generation Intel Core i7. This is very important. Most of the reviews that are out there in YouTube, they are made with the 9th generation of Intel Core i series. This one has the 10th generation, which is a very good update, like performance-wise, it's a very good update. And the nice thing about this generation, otherwise I will not recommend you to get the 9th generation. The nice thing about the 10th generation is that you have 2 Thunderbolt ports, one in each side, and that's a very cool thing. The 9th generation had only one 3 Thunderbolt 3 port, and this has 2 of them. The same, you have your power supply, which is specific from Razer, 2 USB Type A, Thunderbolt 3, head jack from audio, In the other side, you have an HDMI 2.0, you have another USB 3.0, 3.2, I guess 3.1 or something like that. But yeah, they are like 5 gigabits per second, 10 gigabits per second. And that's the nice thing. You have the second one, Thunderbolt port, and of course, the nice thing, you have this very fast SD card reader with UHS capabilities. So yeah, it's a pretty cool port selection. I'm very happy with it because of the 2 Thunderbolt ports and the SD card reader. Intel Core i7 10875, I think is the model, or 10875. And I have in this model 64 gigabytes of memory RAM. I upgraded it from 32. I have a 2 terabyte SSD drive here. That's a shame that you can only install one, but yeah, it's okay. I have the Nvidia RTX 5000, which is for me, that's the center, that's the heart of this computer. The RTX 5000 with max Q is limited to 90 watts, but I mean, I will tell you now why. I will tell you later why as well is also okay, very, very okay for me actually, the 90 watts, so the max Q version. And yeah, it has an OLED panel, 4K, it is touch. I love the touch OLED 4K panel from my old Razer, and I loved it in this one. It's perfect. I mean, I use it really a lot, the touch, to scroll website when I'm on my desk or something, or in my sofa, and I really love how it feels. So yeah, I like it. Maybe I am one of a million, but I like it. Yeah, so that's the configuration that I got here, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good, 1,700 euros. Why do I say this computer was a little bit misunderstood? I think a lot of people was expecting like kind of ultra magical performance out of the RTX 5000, and of course I would expect as well if I was paying 4,000 euros. That was the price of this machine back in the day. But I think it's not that. I mean, as I did all my whole research from YouTube, from internet, and from my personal experience the last 2 weeks, I think this computer was a little bit misunderstood because it was not really meant for content creation or like, yeah, something like that. Why? Because the RTX 5000 or the Quadro lines of professional GPUs or the RTX professional GPUs, they are always kind of misunderstood. And yeah, they are good with the studio drivers for Adobe applications, for DaVinci Resolve, for ISV certification apps, for content creation. But in this model, not really. Because you have an underpowered 3080, then you have an underpowered 2080 mobile GPU, and of course that goes directly into the battery life. The battery life of this computer is a joke. Like, without doing anything, just surfing the webs, writing Word documents or something like that, it's going to hold like 4 hours. Pretty cool thing in the balance mode. But if you are really doing some work with this guy, it's going to hold maximum 1 hour and 30 minutes or something like that. So the battery life in in comparison with this guy, is totally dumb. No, I mean this MacBook Pro is a huge win in comparison to the Studio Pro in battery life. Yeah, but if you are like an engineer, if you are a mechanical engineering student and you are kind of used to be plugged in because you need performance using Solidworks in the university or something like that, you're always probably taking your charger with you. So for me, that is totally no problem. Even if the battery life, I tell you from the beginning now, battery life here is just bad, very bad. For me, it's totally no problem. I always plug in, I always carry my charger, my backpack when I go to the university in Spain, I always carry it with me. So it's pretty much okay. And yeah, that's one thing. And the other thing is that if you are using CAD software, like if you are using software like Solidworks, like Catia, like Unigraphics, like PTC Creo, like AutoCAD, Inventor, FreeCAD, Fusion 360, any professional CAD software, or as a student of mechanical engineering or a mechatronics engineer, if you use software like that, this computer is a monster. And that is why I think the RTX 5000 was kind of not really understood in the beginning. Yeah, of course they can push the Creative Suite or the Creative Cloud in a very good way because the studio drivers, but the drivers, they are really meant for other things in this case. And for CAD software, this computer is the best mobile workstation that I had in my hands. And I had every mobile workstation that exists until the newest. Because of my job, I buy the newest. And this is much better. I mean, the OLED panel, together with the RTX 5000, for me as an engineer, is amazing, really amazing, because the RTX 5000, you can do a lot of things. And in my experience, when I was in the university doing my PhD as well, here in Germany, I used to have a Precision 7720 with a P5000 as well, with 16 gigabytes of video memory as a mobile workstation. And I did incredible things with that thing. Object recognition in real time with Python and CUDA, FEM simulations, acceleration, tons of 3D modeling with Catia, with Unigraphics, with Solidworks, Abacus simulations accelerated by the GPU, by the Nvidia Quadro, MATLAB scripts running in real time, everything accelerated with the GPU. And it was a P5000 from the Pascal generation. With this one, I already made incredible things, and I will show you probably a few of them. And I'm very happy with it. And if you are an engineer, this computer is perfect if you have the money to afford it, because even until now it's still a little bit expensive. But if you put in comparisons, I will show you something. If you go to the Dell website, yeah, let's go to the Dell website together. Of course, these are new devices, what offers the Dell website, but it doesn't matter. I will just going to show you the mobile precision workstations. We want to learn more about them, of course. And then we go to the, I don't know, maybe, I think 16 inches is now. 16 inches, and then we go to the 5680. 5680 is like the thickness is not that big from the mobile workstation, and it is kind of a very high, the highest quality that they offer probably. It's a pretty cool laptop, but yeah, let's configure it with an OLED panel. Yeah. Let's configure it with an OLED panel. Let's put an Intel Core i7-3700H. Of course, they are newer CPU. The CPU beats the CPU like 3 times, but I don't care. I mean, really, I don't care. That's why I have my really incredible desktop workstation here to do heavy simulations. And even with that, you can make heavy simulations, for me in my case, because the GPU takes the load of the simulations. So let's configure it. And let's put an RTX 5000 from the ADA generation here. Yeah, it is similar to the generation of the RTX 5000 from that time, so prices should be quite of the same. Let's put the 1TB M.2 SSD that this computer I got with it. Let's put as well the 32 gigabytes of RAM, if I can have it, yeah, here. I will just try to configure one of the newest models with this, just to show you why this still makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And then we need the OLED panel here, 16 inches OLED panel, touch, 4K, 60 Hz, 4 nits. 400 nits is exactly the same as this panel, probably exactly the same. Wi-Fi 6, everything, the charger, 165 watts, Type-C. And yeah, take a look. Now we are at a price of 7,000 euros. 7,000 euros for an OLED panel workstation with an Nvidia RTX 5000 series. Doesn't matter if it is of the newest generation today or if it was from the generation 3 years ago. This computer was even 4,000 euros years ago. And nowadays I bought it for 1,700. And it has a 16 gigabyte video memory GPU, like the newest that you are getting here. So believe me when I tell you that this computer is amazing. It was just kind of misunderstood in the branch, in the field, in the application that a lot of creators were using for. And a lot of creators were comparing it with this one. And they were made for totally different things, let me tell you. These graphics accelerators that you have here are that. They are graphics accelerator, and depending on the application that you have, they are going to make magic or not. And this kind of magic was not there for content creation. It is going to help you, of course, doing about DaVinci Resolve, and it's going to push really hard. But the optimization that Mac has in the Mac chips for graphic acceleration and video and content creation is 1,000 times better than the RTX 5000. But for CAD software, for engineering design, for all these GPU accelerated applications, this computer beats the Mac, like put it in the ground. There is no difference, and even this mini LED display that it has, the 14 inches, the 16 inches, doesn't matter, it's not better than this one. I mean, I like this a lot. It's very good. Yeah, of course, the brightness is better, but the colors and what you are showing this with OLED, for me, on my personal use, is much better. And yeah, they improved the keyboard with this 10th generation. You have the 2 Thunderbolt ports, you have the HDMI, you have the USB, you have the head jack audio. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And I will show you now, for example, this is the most important things about this CAD mobile workstation, about this Razer as a mobile workstation. Let's open Solidworks in this Razer Studio, yeah? And let's open Solidworks in parallels in the Mac, yeah? This is a model of an F150 that I just put together I already had it. I had it since, I don't know, like 2 years probably or something like that. And it's a pretty cool model because it's a huge model, like really huge model. It's like, I don't know, like 2 gigabytes model, and there's tons of surface. There is like maybe 10,000 surfaces, huge bodies, and it's an incredible software, and it's an incredible model that I have just to show you what is the difference. And if you're an engineer working with CAD software, yeah, and you want a MacBook and you want to parallelize it, and there is no bootcamp anymore, unfortunately, like before. Before it was okay because of bootcamp having access natively to the hardware. Now it's not that case. And parallels, don't get me wrong, parallel is magic. Parallels works perfect, the newest version with Mac. Like really, it works insane, but not for CAD applications, not for engineering applications, and not for really applications in where you need the drivers optimization as an engineer for that. CUDA, something like that is not there. It's not there, unfortunately. Maybe for machine learning or something like that, in which you take use of the CPU, is going to be working, but not for CAD software. And as a mechanical engineer, CAD software is probably your everyday tool. And this is very important as well for me, because for my PhD student in mechanical engineering, it is like every day for me using CAD software. So yeah, I'm just going to show you here. I mean, this is very fluent. This is the model in SolidWorks. I mean, I can do everything here, like everything here. Yeah, it works perfect. I'm not even in the performance mode. I think I am now in the balance mode. Yeah, that's a second disadvantage of this computer. This computer is extremely loud. Like, get ready for it. And it's already in the performance mode. Yeah, this computer is loud, like really loud when it gets hot. And yeah, so now I have here. I hope you can see as well. It's still not open, or I don't know. It just it's very slow. But yeah, this is the performance on the RTX 5000, and I have everything. I have shadows, I have ambient occlusion, I have the really view graphics, which looks amazing. I mean, this vehicle looks amazing, really brutal. And I will change here to my Mac. Yeah. So take a look. I'm already pushing here, and there is not even reacting. It is not even reacting. Like, there is nothing. The computer is doing now. It's rotating. It's doing nothing. It's totally dead. I mean, look how bad it is. And this is just SolidWorks. It's going to happen with any CAD software that you throw into a Mac, into a Parallels. That's why for mechanical engineers, using a Mac is still not really recommended. Of course, maybe you are now in the level of project management. Now maybe you are an engineer that goes into the direction of project management, or as a team leader of engineers, maybe you can get profit with one of these benefits of a Mac, because now you are always like working more into the web, into emails, into documents, into documentation, into reviewing of things, and maybe you are not really doing like this heavy CAD software again, normally. Maybe you can get out with benefits from a Mac, but for an engineer, you are tons of years away. Let's switch back to the Razer. Yeah, let's switch back to the Razer, and let's open this model, but I have it in a better configuration even in Catia. Catia is still one of the software that I use more, and yeah, I just love it. And I will show you how is the performance there with Catia in comparison with the Mac. And I can even show you now with a normal laptop without graphics card, what is the advantage of having this RTX 5000. And I will show you even simulations in which the RTX 5000 can get used for accelerations. And that, guys, is an amazing thing. Having a laptop, for example, when I have the P5000, I accelerate tons of hours of simulations just because I had the P5000 with enough VRAM memory to accelerate the simulations because the data set can be handled into the memory. With this RTX 5000, it is even faster because it works faster. So now take a look to this. Now I have this Catia model. It's the same one. Catia is a little bit more optimized, yeah. But I put as well the chassis that I have of the F. This is a chassis of an F350 actually, and it has a lot of components. This is a production-ready chassis, and I just put it here just to show you how this RTX 5000 and the Razer Studio handles amazing CAD. And you want to see more? Let me show you if you want to see more. Yeah, let's copy. Let's put them again, and then let's copy them. Let's paste them again, and then I will show you. So now let's just put everything here and show you how amazing this is. Yeah. Now I have 3 models. Here are hundreds of thousands of surfaces, and look, like nothing, like butter, like you wanna make it more even. Let's just copy everything here. Maybe can we copy everything? Yeah, we could copy everything. So let's do that again. Yeah. So now we have 6 models, and look at them. It just works. It just works. I mean, I'm really even amazed of this, but yeah, like nothing, like really nothing. We can take a look to the task manager. Performance, CPU, 10%. Maybe when I move this, it's going to be a little bit higher. Memory, I forgot. I still not installed the 64 gigabytes of RAM. I just bought them, but I still not installed. Yeah, I need to install it actually. And the SSD, nothing. The GPU, look at the GPU. The GPU now is being used for video encoding because OBS Studio is in the background. But for 3D, it's not really even used. The memory, 3 gigabytes from 16 is only allocated for these insane models. And you want to take a look to what is that? Let me show you. Like, look at the surfaces here. And this is only for one part of the truck. And the Razer Studio is handling it like nothing. So that, guys, is first of all, my use of this Razer Studio. That is my application that I use this for. And in video editing with DaVinci Resolve, I have the Studio version. I can take fully advantage of the GPU acceleration as well, and it just works perfect. And I love this computer. And it's very cheap now, 1,700. With 1,700, you cannot even get anything, even the most basic OLED mobile workstation today. And with the cheapest Nvidia RTX professional graphics card that is out there, I think it's the A600 or something with 4 gigabytes. And the performance of this is just great. For simulations, it's just insane. And for ANSYS can be accelerated with this, and you gain a performance up to 4 times the computational time with this. Abacus, the same. And Solidworks, you just saw it in the Macbook. Solidworks is not even reacting. It's like a joke. And that is my use case of the RTX 5000 and the Nvidia Razer Studio and the Razer Blade Studio. For mechanical engineers, I think this is a nice laptop. This is a really nice mobile workstation, and I can totally recommend it if you are an engineer that is looking out for a workstation with a powerful GPU and with a nice display. Get this. Don't bother you taking a look to the Lenovo P16s with an OLED display because it's going to be already over the 7,000 euros. Don't waste your time looking for the Dell Precision 5680 or the 7680 with an OLED panel. or a micro LED panel, because with an Nvidia RTX A5000 from the 8th generation, they're going to be over 6,000-7,000 euros, and it's just not worth it, I guess. But this one, with an RTX 5000, even if it's a little bit old, you have all the benefits of ray tracing, of the tensor cores for accelerated deep learning workflows and machine learning workflows, and it's a pretty cool thing. It's a pretty cool laptop. I mean, the keyboard is very good. I mean, now it's illuminated with all these best Razer, best of the best class, state-of-the-art Razer illumination configuration that you have here. Just to conclude this video, if you are a mechanical engineer, a mechatronic engineer that really depends on CAD software, on simulation software like ANSYS, like Abacus, like COMSOL, MATLAB for programming as well, and if you really need a powerful graphics accelerator in order to push these applications, not content creation applications, let me be just very clear with this. Of course, it's going to work perfect with DaVinci Resolve. That's why I'm going to use it with DaVinci Resolve to edit this YouTube video. But as a CAD graphics accelerator, with the drivers optimization of the Nvidia RTX professional lines of GPUs, there is no comparisons. The RTX 5000 here inside the Razer Blade Studio 2020 with the 10th generation of Intel Core i series is just going to smash the Macbook Pro M2. Just very easy. There is no comparison. For me as an engineer, I love Mac, don't get me wrong as well, I love Mac. I have this Mac, I use it as well. This is my most everyday working scenario, 8 hours per day, the whole year in my work most of the time. But I love workstations, and I do my ways, and I love Windows as well. So don't get me wrong, I'm not an Apple fan, I'm not a Windows fan. I am totally a neutral bias here. I really buy the Apple devices and manage the Apple devices at my company because I introduce them in order to use them better and more. So I love Apple devices, and I know how they work. I know the performance that you can get out of them. But for CAD applications, for engineering applications, and for my ways to accelerate simulations, this is just a beauty. An OLED panel, 4K, touch, and you have all the features that only the RTX professional drivers will get you. So guys, I hope you like this video. As I just mentioned, this computer, even if running parallels or running native CAD like FreeCAD on the Mac or like AutoCAD, is not going to compare with this one. And this one you can get it probably in the United States for like 1,500 US dollars. Here in Germany, again, I bought it for 1,700 euros. And in comparison with the workstation that I just showed you from Dell that you can buy today, with as well the highest level of GPU performance with 16 gigabytes of video memory, they are going to be like up in the 7,000 euros zone. This is an amazing deal. It's an amazing deal, and I am very happy with it. Build quality, incredible. Performance, brutal. Battery life, sound, really bad. Portability is also okay. You need always need charger. But build quality, performance, Windows is amazing. It just flies Windows in this as well, like everyday usage. It just works perfect. And my CAD software, doesn't matter if it is Solidworks, doesn't matter if it is Catia, doesn't matter if it is Solidworks, if it is Catia, this computer is just brutal. And I think that's a nice thing, and I love that. And if it works for me, then it's probably going to work for you. If you're a student, go for it. If you're saving money for a nice mechanical engineering laptop, go for it. Definitely go for it. Or maybe get something like cheaper as a Dell Precision, but if you really want the best of the best in graphics performance for CAD, displays as well, go for it and build quality. The Razer Blade Studio is a very good choice for you. If you're one of the YouTubers out there, or if you like this computer and you got a little bit miscarried about with the information that I gave you because of content creation and performance in comparison with the MacBooks and everything, it's not wrong, it's totally perfect. But for applications, for other applications, and to be honest, the intended applications probably of these RTX 5000 professional GPUs, more like in engineering, CAD software, is perfect. It's perfect. So hi guys, I want to make a small break after I edited the video and everything, just to tell you the comparison of these two guys, like one-on-one, if you're looking for a laptop, because I don't want you as a mechanical engineering student, as a mechatronic engineering student that uses CAD software or something like that to buy the wrong device. Let's just put it like very straightforward. CPU power, MacBook wins. Really, much better CPU power. Memory RAM, not really. You need to pay thousands of euros to get this max out with memory RAM. Even if you got up to 96 gigabytes or something like that, it's not payable. It's not payable for a student or for a normal professional. Not even a company probably is going to buy this. Only if you really need that. So this guy, for like 100 euros, you can max out up to 4 or 64 gigabytes of RAM. So in the memory RAM, I will give the win to the Razer Blade Studio. In the SSD upgrade, as well, the Razer Blade Studio is going to get the win. In the display, even if this is brighter, if you are working a lot of outside or in coffee shops or something like that, this is brighter and this is probably going to make a better job because it has a mini LED display and it's going to be amazing as well. I will not give a win to the Razer, but I will put them in the same level. This is an OLED, perfect color reproduction. It's a mini LED display with higher brightness, so it's going to be quite nice. 15 inches to 14 inches or 16 inches does not matter. Graphics card, and this is the most important thing. Let me get just that straight. As a mechanical engineer that uses CAD software, or as a mechatronic engineer that uses acceleration due to the graphics processor, it's going to be a total win for the RTX 5000. Maybe you are using machine learning that is pretty much compatible with the M2 processors or with the M1 processor, and you get benefit out of it. It's good. But have you ever tried acceleration with CUDA and machine learning and deep learning with an RTX graphics card? If don't, give it a try. They are amazing. Real-time object recognition, machine learning algorithms, deep learning algorithms, and the most important thing, that is not the most important, the most important, CAD software. The drivers optimizations for the Nvidia RTX professional GPUs. And this is totally a win for the Razer Blade Studio. There is no comparison, guys. There is no comparison if you are using CAD software. The Razer Blade Studio is going to have the win. It's 100 times better than this one. And that's it. That's it. For CAD application, for applications that require direct access to the graphics accelerator, to the graphics, it's going to be a win for this. Battery life, there is no comparison. The MacBook takes the win. It holds like 4, 6 times, 10 times, doesn't matter. It's so much better, the battery life on the MacBook Pro. This is a joke in comparison against it. And that's it. That's also the truth. If you want something with amazing battery life, maybe go for something like a Dell Precision Workstation with an RTX GPU, professional GPU. But again, you are going to be paying like 4,000 euros for something that is not really that good. At least with this, you are paying less because the price is already, for a 3 years old device is better. But yeah, battery life is so much better. For content creation, even if applications like Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve or Photoshop, they do have access directly to the GPU, everything is much better with that. If you're a content creator, and only a content creator, not mechanical engineering student, not engineering student, get for this one. Even if you are a programmer, even if you're in the programming sector of the university, get a Mac. It's going to be much better. But if you are a mechanical, but if you are a product designer, an industrial designer, a mechanical engineering student, an architect, or someone that requires CAD software, 2D, 3D, the Razer Blade Studio is like the perfect choice. Jorge, what if I virtualize Windows with Parallels? No. For any other thing that does not require direct access to the RTX drivers, or to Nvidia drivers or professional drivers to get acceleration like CAD software, like Solidworks, like especially SolidWorks, Catia, Unigraphics, PTC, again, this is nothing. These do nothing. Like really, the MacBook has nothing to do against such a machine like this Blade Studio. Thank you guys very much again for watching. I'm very happy that I could make this through. As I just mentioned, this video is not a sponsor from anyone. This is my device. I bought it with my money, and all the things that you are saying here and that I'm telling you is totally true and from my head and from my experience as an engineer. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you see next time. We have a lot of things to do again in direction of engineering with the Blade Studio as well with the MacBook Pro. So if you like the content, if you like the channel, please just stay here, subscribe to the channel, like the video even, and probably see you in the next time. Thank you very much again, and see you until the next time.